Is it working? I don't know. Is it working? It looks like it's working. Okay, seems like it's working. I think it's working. Okay. Can you tell if it's working? I can't tell if it's working. Okay. Just want to make sure. Mr. Darrell, sir. This in recovery. Eh, this be one of your convoluted viewers concerning about your convoluted videos, and I have to say as an old fart here that I'm having opinion problems here. I get a brain fart. My brain's starting to hurt again. I'm trying to get rid of this young fart over here. Thinks he knows better. Dumbass coot. I was meaning to tell you something concerning about that insect problem you've been having these days. I think. I think that's the issue there. What's that you say, son? Oh, good Lord, he has been that way, anybody. Why didn't you tell me you didn't get a whippersnapper about this guy being a young, dying whippersnapper here? And I gotta let him crawl over here. Now you just wait, young man. We got whippersnapper things to say to a whippersnapper like you. Yeah. Now get over here, right? Mr. Artist in Recovery. Hi, Daryl. I just couldn't resist. Sometimes I get in those kind of moods. I understand my dog more and more when she gets in those kind of moods that certain situations happen to a body. You take care of it, and then everything else goes uh, losing your mind at the same time. Speaking about losing a mind at the same time, especially when you're inebriated, and no, I haven't drank anything except plenty of coffee. Not much of water or juice these days. Still waiting for that stuff to come through Amazon right now. But is there anything can Amazon deliver for a North Dakota idiot who thinks he's above everything? Yeah, I watched it. That link that you had concerning about the forum, you get more information about it, this gentleman's opinion. You didn't tell me that you had to subscribe to the thing because as soon as I started reading material on it. Excuse me, I want a subscription, sir. Excuse me, you can't read this stuff. I demand a fealty. I demand subscription. I want money now. You will subscribe to me, otherwise, I will not let you read this thing. You see, it happens when I'm starting to come across different websites that give me information, background information on certain things, even for the topics that you don't even talk about. Money, 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 money. So I gleaned, I gleaned a little bit, but not much. But I did see the TMZ. I didn't see the video. I didn't have to see the video. Just give me 1 second. Anyway, I didn't see the TMZ video because I usually know how it works out. Guys blathering and blathering like a drunken fool, and they normally are. It's not only maggots that do this. I mean, anybody else can still do that. They're just trying to make it more political at this point because he's a politician opening up his big fat mouth. And he's trying to make his bones somehow. And the letter is indeed a cover up because they're trying to make it palatable for the public not to go after his ass. And yes, he's not going to apologize to the cop. He'll apologize to the good people of his state and his constituents, but not where it matters the most, and not making it public. And that should have been covering his ass right there. But no, this was just a basic save your ass, and that's hopefully should be the best, because his constituents would be the maggots at this point over here, and as for releasing that video, well, it's either good public relations for that thing to happen or something else. I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop on that one. But things like this would be the independent media guys out there to pick up on it because If it's hot enough under social media, then it's got to be hot enough for regular media to make a fool out of this guy or give him his 15 seconds of fame. And if it's going to be connected in any way to the politics these days, maybe making a bigger issue than it should have been. It should have just been under the water. Not to excuse the guy, but not to give him an audience. So I don't know whether or not this guy was hunting to make a real issue about the whole thing and blowing out of proportion when he did that Freedom of Information Act on him. Was it necessary for the constituents to figure out what kind of an asshole he is? At that point, I can understand. But if it's to help out the MAGA party, or actually I say the maggot party, so before in sex, I'm dealing with these assholes all the time in this place. I'm dealing with the representative maggots as they feast upon themselves, and do other things to reproduce to increase the maggot population, both flying and creepy crawly kind. And that's how I keep looking at the human version of it. They're all a bunch of creeps. They've lost their heads, they've lost their minds. I hold a little pity for them because at one time I thought they were human. Now they're just insects. How's that grab them? I don't deal with them as much. You do. I know I'm still in dire need for another haircut, but if they're going to be talking politics at this point over here, I'm going to have to clench and hold my tongue very still because A, I want the business. But if I'm going to be hearing all the insults coming out of him at this point over here, I probably would walk out and not give a tip because I'm not going to be hearing that kind of crap from anybody. I know, it's the prideful, egotistical thing, and we should have an open mind. Keep in mind, some things I would keep as an open mind, and other things I would think as, I guess the elitism inside of me, and I have to say it, I'm a very prideful, egotistical megalomaniac at times when it's absolutely not needed. I don't go after people unless I'm going to get my own fill. I'm going to have my pound of flesh one way or another by deriding and belittling people on some occasions. Because my ego would demand it. My universe demands it. I demand it. And that's the thing that I am reminded in the programs. There's no I in team unless you're going to change that damn T into an I. Then it's I am. Or it's I am. Or take out the E and then I am. And here we go with the pride and ego and the mad games and everything else going on. It's wonderful what kind of things that you can manufacture in the cranium. Not to mention our own personality. So this personality here who drives a car gets pulled over. We don't know how far from his doorstep. Oh, I'm just a couple of miles or a couple of blocks. Why are you doing this to me? Because you're swerving. You're a hazard. No, I'm not. We both know how this is going to end. You go to jail, you go to the drunk tank, and you sober up, and then you realize what kind of an asshole you are. Unless, of course, the guy's already done some damage already. And we've got people to do that damage on a constant basis out here. Insulting a police officer. Well, it's the First Amendment right. The officer, I don't know, unless the officer already had experienced it before he immigrated. If he was a young kid, it's one thing, coming over here, and then he has to learn the idioms of American. But if he actually did immigrate as an adult, he already had his feel, or understood what it was like to be in that situation, or had experienced it or viewed it in his own country before coming over here, and then realizing we're the same type of assholes he had to deal with in his other country. He's not going to pursue anything just yet because he wants to be a good sport about this situation. He was doing his job as he was sworn an oath to do. It doesn't mean he's going to have to like the damn thing. And I'm not putting this politician on a pedestal. I'm looking at him as another frickin' mouthy drunk. Regardless what kind of job that the guy holds. If he's a state lawmaker and he's getting drunk and stupid, he's going to get the law up his ass on that one. If he's maggot, well, then he's a maggot. He's an insect. So yeah, I do take offense on some occasions like that. And we get the mouthy ones out here. We get them on camera all the damn time while we do the news reports out here locally. So many independents we have out here. I mean, we have our own independents out here. We'll get some reactions from the people around. If they get there fast enough and to see the arrest happening, or if they were part of the pursuit seeing this arrest happening, then they get to catch the action. Have I been in that situation? Thank God, no. I said it in a lot of my videos a long time ago, my friend. I hate driving. It scares the hell out of me. Damn near died. Not fun. And I was just a passenger as a kid. Getting in driver's training with an old Ford scared the hell out of me. Almost into it getting into an accident. Getting my license, I almost got into an accident. I had my brother throughout my lifetime try to get me and keep me behind the wheel. He even threatened me at one time with being a team player on a big rig. He had that ambition for that one. He wanted me to get past this damn fear like crazy. And he saw I became more and more solidified with the damn thing as I got older. It scares me. Because I damn near got killed in a damn thing. Yeah, in that situation, I'm allowing fear to take control a lot of aspect of my life at this point because I still like living. I don't take as many chances as I should have been doing in my youth and learn how to live with it and deal with it and just ha 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 ha, look at me. I managed to escape this thing. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm like, oh shit, I am not dying this time. No, thank you. I'm walking away. You know, I got on a horse a long time ago as a late 20s, a lot skinnier, and definitely terrified of horses. I was lucky enough this damn thing didn't go, and then I'd be going, splat, break my neck. But it was a birthday experience I still remember, and it still scared the hell out of me, and I did it anyway. I had people around me. I had my brother as a backup. I mean, he was in back of me, and I was following one of the trail hands. We're in our city park. They're doing these rides in one of our major parks we had out here in SoCal. We wanted to go to one particular ranch, equestrian center. Didn't have what we need, but they referred me and my brother over to another place, and that's where we went. I was surprised my brother had did this for me. He knew I was scared of hell out of horses, but I was around horses, and horses were jittery around me because I was scared of them. They're big, they're tall, they're powerful, and they would kill me. And I got on the horse. Now one of them young stallions, I got on a broken down one. He had been on people like me so many damn times. It's like, oh well. So he was a nice, gentle one. And that was a long time ago too. If I had hung around horses, if I had been around horses, maybe it would have been a hell of a lot different. I would have had a better perspective on it. But every time I kept coming across one of those things, they'd scare the hell out of me. I guess maybe as a kid, maybe something happened that I didn't remember that scared the hell out of me. When it comes down for driving, 10 years old or just about 10 years old, and I get damn near get killed by my brother. Full size station wagon turned into a subcompact in seconds, and almost eating it. Except I ate a dashboard metal and damn near died. Yeah, that leaves a bad taste in someone's mouth. I mean, prior to that, I would get into a car, no problem. I'd have no issues. Mom's driving. Okay, Dave's driving. What? It took me a long while to get used to the idea of my brother being driving a car. I'm like, what? We're gonna die. Keep my seatbelts on. Love seatbelts. Saved my ass. Love, 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 love them. Of course, back then it didn't have the shoulder mount. I finally get my license as a teenager turning into his 20s. Get it for the first time. And yeah, I had fought to get past the damn fear and be hyper vigilant. Hyper vigilant. That means I get in the car, everything is under my purview, and I am God. No, I'm not God. I'm making sure that I get this vehicle and these people to where the hell I want to go without killing me in the process. Yeah, you talk about being terrified behind the wheel at this point. There have been a few times I was driving by myself that I was absolutely terrified. Because every other time I had my brother with me as a passenger. Now I'm making sure I wasn't going to be paying his ass back on that first one. Because I was trying to make sure we're both coming out of it alive. And one particular incident had to screw me over for years that it took my mother and my brother a long time trying to get me behind the wheel. Not feeling comfortable with it, but just behind the wheel. There is a canyon way between San Fernando Valley and Hollywood. Cahuenga Pass, to call it. We've got a major freeway going through it, the Hollywood Freeway, on the 170. And there are very few over ramps on that. We have a side street called Cahuenga, goes all the way through until you hit to the other side, change the street's name, but it's directly through the pass, street side. And one of the overheads called Barham. My brother and I are helping a friend move. He's moving his business from one place to another place, so I just needed a last minute thing. Oh my God. You talk about nightmare right there. Yeah, nightmare right there. There's a blind spot when you're coming up to Barham. You're making a left. You're going southbound, and you're going to make a left turn to go east on Barham. Daryl, do me a favor. Google map this one. Uh, Check out, if you can type this in real fast, San Fernando Valley. Just get a broad and general view of the damn thing. Focus on where the 170 freeway goes through the mountain passes. I'll navigate your way through that shit. As soon as I get this other crap off my damn screen. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm just waiting. Oh, come. You are not doing this shit to me. You're doing this shit to me. I cleared out my cookies and I cleared out my browsing history, and my computer's got a conniption fit. It's running faster, but it's got a conniption fit on the damn thing. Pain in the ass. Come faster. Shut up. Alright, I need layers. I need. Where's some more? Oh, wait a second. I'm in there. Good. I get to do that one. Okay. So I scroll all the way from Antelope Valley, get back up to my lovely San Fernando Valley. Okay, where I see the 170 freeway along the San Gabriel. Universal Studios would be your landmark at that point there, my friend. It's in the crux of the freeway. It's situated in there. You scroll further into it, not focusing on studio, but using it as a landmark, and you see this. Oh. Okay, there's a side street, a few of them, but there's one main street that goes overhead. Barham. Okay. Scroll a little bit further on that one till you see Barham, and then the freeway, and then you see Cahuenga. Cahuenga is the street on the south, actually on the west side of the freeway, which will be on your left-hand side there. You got it? Okay. Okay. Backstory on this one here. My mother had met this guy in a mixer, in a chamber mixer. Hairstylist. And they got off great. Pretty soon my mother was doing his taxing, and we got haircuts and hairstyling. That's a good trade. We do his work, we save money, we get haircuts. He had his business called Hairspace at one time. His name was Steve. He's doing other things these days, or else he's retired. God rest his soul. God bless him anyway. And he had a shop along Cahuenga. It's been, God knows, about 3 decades or more. He was moving his shop from Cahuenga to part of the businesses that are along Barham, close to Universal Studios. And along the street are businesses and homes. There's one major building that when you're going up on Barham, going northbound, that's on the left-hand side. The right-hand side are all apartment complexes, except for the left, which has businesses. The first major business in there, the first building, was in those areas that Steve had his haircutting place. Not bad of a distance, you know. It's a hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, if you're on a bike, it'd be no problem, except for dealing with the traffic of LA, you're FUBAR. I kid you not. So imagine if I'm driving this car. Now, scroll back over to the freeway and Cahuenga. Okay? Widen up just a little bit and notice the curves. And keep this in mind. We're also dealing with elevation. We're dealing with a hump. The hump is right by Barham. Here comes my mama, and I gotta take care of her in a few minutes. Don't worry, I'll take care of her. Don't worry. Anyway, It gets crazy in that traffic because sometimes you can't even see it or coming. And how it was angled at the time. I know, Mama. I'll get you out in a minute. Let me finish the story before I take her out. That when you're going on a hump and you're following the curve, you don't see what's coming up when you get to Barham. You see the light, you slow down, or you stop. Instead, this one was racing. I'm about to make a left turn onto Barham, going the opposite end. It's coming in a split second. I'm screaming out Jesus at this point over here as I'm hitting the damn brakes. Car races by me. I pull it over on Barham, the overpass. On the overpass, there is no parking. I parked the car, handed the keys over, and I told my brother, I don't give a shit what happens at this point. You're driving, asshole. Well, not in those exact words, but I wasn't going to drive a car ever again, I kept telling myself. I'm not dying on this damn thing. Long story on this one regarding my brother. I'll tell you about that another time. Uh, Let me do a part two. I got to take care of Ma real fast, so give me. I'll be right back.